Dinner on a budget. Today's episode is the much requested canned Spam. I paid $4.72 for this from Walmart. I think that's kind of pricey, but I also think this gets donated to the food bank a lot. I think we can all agree that this does not look appetizing. I'm going to showcase 3 ways to utilize this into a meal to elevate this canned meat. The first option, we're going to grate this meat. Now we have little tiny shreds of Spam. We're going to add 1 egg, onion powder, and black pepper. A little mix, get the egg and the Spam all mixed together. Cheese. I think we can agree the more cheese, the better here. You could use your hands to make little patties out of these. I'm gonna put it all in the frying pan into one big patty. If you had a potato to shred in here or some shredded hash browns, I think that would add fabulous texture to this. A little bit of butter in that pan. When you get a little crust form, you're gonna flip this over. A few minutes on each side to get this kind of crispy. Nice and crispy on the bottom. Let's taste. Crispy is definitely key. Heavy on the onion powder and pepper, or whatever your favorite seasonings are. Seasonings are gonna level this up. On to recipe 2. I'm gonna try and slice this as thin as possible. 4 thin slices. Now what I learned from the first recipe is it needs to be cooked, crispy, and seasoned. Taco seasoning, okay? I'm making a crunch wrap with these. Now don't be afraid of the taco seasoning. Luckily, that meat is a little moist, so the seasoning's gonna stick to it. Nice thick coating of taco seasoning. I'm gonna place these into the frying pan, seasoning side down. Once you place them in the frying pan, go ahead and season the other side. Yes, you heard me right. We are making a Spam taco crunch wrap. First thing on the tortilla, a little smear of sour cream, followed by some salsa, of course. And we'll go in with the crispy fried Spam slices. There will have to be cheese and a few Tostitos for the crunch. You know, you could also make this just with the Spam, a little bit of cheese, and some potato chips. Maybe whatever kind of potato chips you have, plain Ruffles or Lay's. It doesn't have to be all the same ingredients. Into the same frying pan that I cooked the Spam, seal side down. You only need a couple of minutes on each side just to get a little color on that tortilla. It don't look that bad. Let's give it a go. The salsa and sour cream and the taco seasoning, there's a real taco vibe going on here, and this is really not that bad. And finally, for my third option, I'm gonna start by cutting it up really small, tiny pieces. Cubed in little tiny pieces. First, I'm gonna add a heaping tablespoon of flour. Flavor is very important for this, but it's also very high in sodium, so you don't want to add any seasonings that have salt. So I've used black pepper, onion powder, garlic powder, and a salt-free herb blend. Into the frying pan so we can get this kind of crispy. While that's frying up nice and crispy, I'm going to make a little sauce. I've got a heaping teaspoon of brown sugar and a couple of dashes of soy sauce. Mix to get that brown sugar dissolved in the soy sauce. Some plain minute rice that has been cooked by the box directions. I'm going to place some of our crispy Spam pieces on top. This dinner on a budget series has definitely showed me a lot of you guys have this in your cupboard and don't know what to do with it. The little brown sugar sauce that I made drizzled on top. What I've learned from today's Spam experiment, it has to be cooked, it has to be crispy, and it has to be seasoned well. Let's give it a taste. The crispy pieces. Crispy is where it's at. Make sure to make those pieces super crispy and season well. This is not bad at all. This is pretty good. The brown sugar adds some magic to this. You guys have been asking for lots of bean recipes. There will be bean recipes to come on dinner on a budget. The Spam Crunch Wrap is probably my favorite. This would be my second favorite. The egg was good too. In the meantime, stay tuned for more creative ways just like this to use pantry staple items.